What's going on, guys? Three Wheels on a Block back again, and it's time to do the spark plugs on the Regal GS. Alright, we're going to be taking care of swapping out the spark plugs on a 2013 Buick Regal GS with the 2.0 liter turbo inline 4. This also applies to the LHU, LDK, and other 2.0 variants. I'll list all those on the screen for you guys. I know this is in the Regal GS. I believe it's in the Chevy HHR SS. Same motor that's also in the Regal Turbo, and even the Buick Verano. I believe it also applies to the Chevy Cobalt. No, sorry. Chevy Cruze. Sorry, Cruze fans. My bad. Not the Cobalt, the Cruze. For this repair, you'll need some spark plugs. This is what I recommend. The AC Delco Iridium spark plugs. Now there are some counterfeits of these floating around, so make sure that you get these from a certified parts dealer. Watch out for eBay and Amazon. I'll go over right quick with you to show you how to pick out a counterfeit. Check the AC Delco stamping on the plug. There may be misspelling of the word. The ink may be where you can rub it off with your finger. You also want to check the stamping on the casting of the plug. So I can get my camera to focus here. Maybe, maybe not. I'll put a couple pictures up of a counterfeit and a genuine plug. And you also want to check the electrode. Alright, so you need that. You'll need a 10 millimeter, of course, to remove your coil packs. And you'll need a 5/8 socket or spark plug socket with an extension. I recommend the one with the magnet so you can get your spark plugs out of the engine. Let's get started. Alright, before we go any further, I'll go over the spark plug installation tools. This is a tool you can pick up here. I will put a link in the description to this guy. You can see it's a T-handle. It's got a spark plug socket on the end, and there is a magnet on the spark plug socket. Now, if you don't have a magnetic socket, you can use the type with a rubber insert. There's a piece of rubber down there on the inside. Now, the only issue that you may run into this is if you go to install the spark plug with this, the socket may get stuck down inside the head as you pull the extension out. So you're working away, you go to pull this up and pops off, and this stays down inside the head. Now, if you've got a good extension, it shouldn't happen, but sometimes it does, and sometimes that boot inside gets stuck on the spark plug. So for installation, if you've got one of these, I have another one that does not have the rubber boot. I pulled it out. So that way, when I install the spark plug, I can pull this right out and it doesn't get stuck on the boot. Just a quick tip. We'll go ahead and move to the next steps. First thing you're going to do is remove the engine cover. Remove this vacuum hose up here at the front. I'm sorry, coolant hose. This hose goes to your coolant from the air or the water inlet hose. Now, you may or may not have to remove your oil cap. It depends on which model of the cover you have or which model engine you're working on. Give her a nice tug. She'll come off. Hopefully none of these will come off or break or crack this engine cover. You can get that out of the way, set it in a safe place. Alright, in the engine bay you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 coil packs, and there's a bolt beside each one of the coil packs. You're going to back those out, and you can lift the coil pack out and get to your spark plug. 10 millimeter. After you get them loose, you can just loosen them up by hand. Be sure And when you go to lift your coil packs, you do not drop anything in the engine. It could be a long night or day. All right. Now you can unplug these. You don't necessarily have to. It may make your life a little bit easier. I'm just setting mine off to the side. I'm going to pull these out and set these off to the side so they do not fall down in the engine somewhere. I recommend you do the same. The other thing I recommend is you work one spark plug at a time. It is possible to get these coil packs mixed up, so just work one at a time. I'm going to use our T-tool. Remember, I put a link in the description for this so you can pick yours up. Oh, it's stubborn. And then there's just the... Oh, man. Ooh, that was tight. Almost at 100,000 miles, so that's why we're replacing these. And according to a lot of the Buick Regal forums, it looks like I'll be replacing the timing chain soon too. Yay me. Alright. There is that beautiful iridium spark plug. Look at that. Huh. Japan. Look at the heat on that thing. Look at that. Look at that heat. Look at that. Sucker's seen some serious duty. It's always a good idea to compare your spark plugs. Looks like we got a good match there. Even though the camera's not focusing. Switch your spark plug right into your tool like so. Ease her down in the hole. You see how it's holding it so it doesn't fall off of there. Start her nice and easy. I'll go ahead and time lapse the other three. I want to put you guys to sleep turning this nice T-tool. Alright, if you notice, this coil pack is loose. That coil pack on the far side down there near the intercooler pipe, that guy, where you see the pink plug at? Yeah, that one's a little tight to get out. I didn't want to break the connector, so I went ahead and unplugged it. You'll have to pry up the little white plastic piece here. That's the clip retainer. Once you get that loose, you squeeze, pops right off. Alright, once you got those in place, put your little 10mm back in there to hold each one of the coils in. Start those by hand. Make sure you don't cross thread them into the valve cover, rocker cover. Depending on what part of the pond, what side of the pond you live on. Valve cover in the US, rocker cover in the UK. You get your 10mm. Run those all the way back down on there. Just get them snug. That's an aluminum valve cover. You don't want to crack it. Once you got all four of those tight, you're done. Next thing to do is put your rocker cover or your engine cover back on. Press. Clip. Good job. Alright, that wraps it up for the spark plug change on this 2013 Buick Regal GS. This applies to the other Buick Regals with the 2.0 Turbo 4. Also applies to the vehicles here listed on the screen. My name's Erwin. This is Three Wheels on a Block. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Ooh, this thing needs a bath. Man, look at all them dirty fingerprints, man. This is as dirty as my engine bay has ever been. It's gonna be dirty too, because we about to hit the road. Look at that. Look at it. Carnage. You guys did a good job. Did a real good job.